Hey,
Hey, Devin, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well. What's going on your way?
Oh, not too much. Just did a little bit of training, as stereotypical as it is today, but I did that and then had a couple of clients this morning. And so, yeah, it's been a good morning. How about you?
Yeah, it's been great. I volunteer with Team Rubicon, and so I was over in the downtown LA area doing COVID rapid response team where it's just a testing site. So I was just volunteering over there. Of course, I'm not medical personnel, so I don't get anywhere involved with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, yeah, very cool. Very awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. What are some ways that you're finding to stay connected right now with all of this?
Yeah, so I have a couple of small groups that I do. I lead a few of them, and so we do a group fitness session on Tuesday nights, and then on Thursday nights we kind of a small get together, hang out, connect group type thing, and we do that over Zoom usually. Actually, last this past Tuesday we had a game night. And have you heard of Jackbox?
No.
Yeah, yeah, it's I hadn't heard of it either, but it's like something that you can do where you can play video games like through Zoom with a bunch of people. So we did that, and that was a lot of fun. There was like this murder mystery where you had to like guess all these like different trivias, or else you didn't make it, you know. So it was really cool. It was a lot of fun.
That's so neat. Very cool. Tell me more about your workout, your group workout. Is that something that other people can join into, or is that a private group that you're doing for yourself?
Yeah, yeah. So that's usually a private group with our Connect group that we lead on Thursdays, and then we'll do that on Tuesdays. But yeah, I am looking into the possibility of doing other groups like Zoom groups and working out and having it just open to everybody as well. So
Yeah, amazing.
yeah.
Well, you know what? I didn't really give you a proper introduction, so why
Sure.
don't we do that? Let's start with that. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Devin. I just moved here to LA last year, almost exactly a year ago. I'm from Tennessee originally, and I guess one of the reasons we connected is we had a small group together, and we're both into fitness. And I know we both have athletic backgrounds. I got into fitness, and I think I've told you this story before, but I got into fitness when I was 11 years old. And I don't know if you remember, but there was the presidential fitness challenge at like everybody's school. And so what that meant was like who could do push-ups and sit-ups and running and things like that. And when I entered as an 11-year-old, I was very young for middle school. And I entered, and I saw that whoever like had their name on the record wall was like the most popular kid in school. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And so I did my push-ups. I only got a few in, and I was like, "Dang, I need to get up there." So I went home and I was like, "Dad, like I want to get on that record wall." And he was like, "Okay, son, but you got to train every single day until next year, whenever you can get on that record wall." I think the record was held by a 12-year-old. I think he got 61 push-ups, which is like crazy. But so Dad and I trained every night for a full year, and he did push-ups with me. And he got in great shape. I got in great shape, and I started with I could only do 10 reps of push-ups, and then I tried to accumulate 100 every night, so I would do 10 sets of 10. Then I got to where that was easy. Then I would do 5 sets of 20. Then I got to where that it was easy, and I kept building and building and building until I got to 100 in a row. And that next year, I got that record. So,
That is such an amazing story. I don't remember you telling us that story in our small
oh
group.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, that is
And
such a good story. And wow, oh my gosh, what an incredible dad you have to help
oh my
hold you
God,
accountable and do it with
amazing.
you.
Yeah,
Because how much easier is fitness when you have an accountability partner?
absolutely. Yeah, I always say dad was my first coach. He was my first trainer. Yeah, and from there we went into I went into doing like Olympics. I did the Junior Olympics. So I know you trained for the Olympics as well, right? With boxing?
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah,
competed in the Olympic qualifiers for boxing. Yep.
very cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I did a Junior Olympics with powerlifting, and that was when I was very young. And then from there, did all sorts of different sports and did bodybuilding as well, things like that. So from the time that I was 18, I was like, I've just fallen in love with this. I've been doing it for about 7 years now. I want to share the knowledge that I've learned with everyone else, and so I've got certified to be a personal trainer, and I got my bachelor's and master's in exercise science, and the rest is history. So
That's amazing. So now most personal trainers have like a specialty. For me, I can absolutely be, the person in the gym or, writing your workouts and splits, but my specialty is nutrition, especially when it comes to gut health.
Mm.
What is your specialty, or what is your most favorite part of personal training?
Yeah, yeah. So the cool thing is, when I was getting my degree, I was getting at East Tennessee State University, and that is an Olympic training site. So I get to work with a lot of different athletes. So I learned under a guy named Dr. Mike Stone, and he's pretty famous in exercise science for like pretty much inventing exercise science and the strength training behind it, the strength training principles. And so for me, that's definitely my specialty, I guess, as you would say, is strength training, but not just strength training, but bringing it to everybody, not just athletes. So I have clients that are, in their 60s or 70s, and I find that strength training is so important for them. I've had one lady who she was having trouble going up and down stairs and playing with her grandkids. And what she found was that after she was able to strengthen her legs and get her bones and her muscles stronger, she was able to do both of those things and also play with her grandkids again. And there's nothing that's more special than that to me. So to answer your question, I would say strength training is specifically like my specificity. So yeah.
That's amazing. So you gave us a little bit of an explanation talking about strengthening your bones and muscles, but let's say that there's someone watching right now and they really don't know what strength training is. Can you explain it?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So you can also say it's resistance training. It's whenever you utilize, your body against some other force. So that can be gravity. So that can be like body weight kind of exercises. It can be resistance bands. It can be, weights. So you can use just about everything. And that's something I do online training with a lot of my clients now. And some of my clients don't have any equipment at home, and that's totally fine because we're able to work around that. We use things like backpacks and suitcases and all sorts of different things. So you can do strength training with just about anything. Weight is weight, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a really good point because a lot of people, especially I know I experienced as soon as the pandemic started, everyone wanted to stop. Everyone just was like, whoa, stop. I can't go to the gym. I can't do anything. But
Hmm.
slowly they start coming back, realizing like, okay, well, this has been too long of a break. So,
Yeah,
and they realize once they take it out of their life, how important it really is. And they don't feel good and they're sluggish and maybe their job isn't going well and things at
yeah,
home aren't going well. But when they have that fitness aspect of their life and that
yeah,
discipline, they really see so many other things in their life start to fall into place. But I
sure.
love that you were talking about how you really don't have to have a gym in order to get a great workout in or to get strength training in or any sort of,
Mhm.
cardiovascular activities. There's so many things that we can really do to keep our body and our minds fit during this time, despite not having a gym.
Yeah, I mean that was my whole story in the first place. That's how I got started. When I was doing those push-ups at home, it was literally push-ups and sit-ups,
Yeah.
every single night, and I did that for a year, and that's what got me into fitness. But really, it was what I was doing, but it was more so creating that habit. That's what I find is anybody can go off and have a great workout here and there, but that's not really what changes lives. It's creating that consistent routine, that consistent habit. Those small or medium sized workouts that are good, and those over time are what really changes people. And that's what I found with myself and with my clients as well.
Yeah. What would you say is someone like for people who are watching right now and they're like they've been thinking about getting in shape, they've been thinking about starting something and maybe they're just really down and not feeling good about themselves in the current situation right now, but they feel overwhelmed and they don't know where to begin. What would you say to someone like that?
I love that. I think there's a couple of different places you can start. And I think I always tell my clients this, or anybody really, is that it's really good to have accountability. So if you have someone in your life that can keep you accountable, for me, remember it was like my dad or a coach or a trainer or just a friend, anyone that can be like, hey, did you do your push-ups today? Hey, did you go on your walk today? Whatever it is, some sort of accountability is going to be really key to help you stay motivated. I think a community too is really good. So that's why we do our group classes and stuff on Tuesday nights. You can also count social media as community. There's several different, people that you can interact with on social media, and you can post your stuff if you want to, or comment on other people's posts. You don't have to be, right there with them in person. So accountability, community, and I think just like I said, creating something that you enjoy, some sort of small, consistent habit you know, just to do every single day. So a lot of people that have been out of it for a while or have never tried fitness, I say, you know what? Like, let's just start easy. Let's do 20 minutes a day. Pick something that you love. You know, for some people, it's dance. A lot of people love to dance.
Yeah.
Some people like to box. Some people like to, you know, lift weights. Whatever it is for you, whatever you enjoy to do, whatever makes you move, that's the most important thing, just as long as you're doing it consistently.
I love it. And those are great tips. I love that you have, you know, like we talked about earlier, having somebody hold you accountable and having like just someone to say, hey, like, great job, keep it up. Or, hey, did you do this today? Because for some reason, the way the human psyche works is we are less likely to let someone else down and more likely to let ourselves down. And it should be the opposite if you think about it, but it's so true. I know myself included. If
Yeah.
nobody's looking, am I going to take care of myself? I'm not sure. I'd
Yeah.
say 9 times out of 10, probably, but that's because who I am. But what about that 10th out of 10?
Yeah.
That one time that I need someone to be like, hey, Lisa, let's go. Come on,
Right.
you know? And I'm like,
Right.
oh,
Right.
coach,
Right.
yeah, you're right, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
For
That
sure.
encouragement for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think another good point you made was 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be record breaking, especially when you first start. I know right now, not with fitness, but for me, I'm writing a book and I do 20 minutes a day.
Love that.
And for some reason, I don't want to even say these words, but it's true. I have those feelings where like I dread those 20 minutes. But I made a commitment and I made 20 minutes and then I changed my mindset around it. Like, even if I'm really feeling like I don't want to do it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. It's going to be great. I'm going to
Yeah.
love it. And usually my 20 minutes will turn into 30 or 40, if I'm being honest. But yes, just setting a small goal like that and starting somewhere. And now
Yeah.
I have, you know, I'm 25 pages in to, you know, I
Yeah.
don't even know how many thousands of words, just 20 minutes a day.
Sure. Yeah. And before you know it, you look back and you're like, wow, I've come a long way, you know? And that's what I say with people that come to me and they're interested in losing weight, you know? And I say the best way to lose it isn't just all at once, because you're probably likely to gain it back, to be honest, but it's consistently, you know, a pound, 2 pounds, you know, somewhere around there a week, you know? And you're like, and the mindset of a lot of people is I want to lose it all at once. But when they go slow like this, what they find is that they've actually started to change their lifestyle. And they're like, I'm not seeing it really up front, but then they look after like a month or 2 or 3 and they look back and they're like, wow, holy crap, I've come so far at this point, you know? And I love that you
Exactly.
gave the example of writing a book. For me, I do films as well. And I remember I was editing a documentary. It was one of my first films. And it was just me editing, just me. And it was so long and tedious. Like, I almost wanted to give up, but I challenged myself. I said, okay, take 1 hour, you know, once a week. I had no deadline, thankfully. And through that hour, just once a week, I was able to get it done in just a few months. So yeah, but it was just that consistent habit.
Yeah, absolutely. My gosh, well, this has been really great and really exciting. And I love, you know, sharing knowledge with other fitness professionals. If
Sure.
there's anything else, especially like for the viewers out there, because you're new to my audience right now, where can they find you, or what is something that you want to leave them with? Just
Yeah.
the floor is yours. What do you got for us?
For sure. Yeah, I just want to encourage you guys that wherever you're at in life, whether you're just about to start on your fitness journey, or you're thinking about it, or if you're far into it, wherever you're at, whatever your goals are, you can accomplish them. I just posted today. I said, you know, with a strategic and scientific plan and just this little consistent routine every single day, that you can achieve whatever it is that you want. So that could be fitness or anything else like we were talking about. So I just encourage you, just keep pushing forward, and you can achieve it. And then you can also, which is even better probably, you can inspire other people to achieve their goals in the future. And you guys can follow me at Ricker Fit, which is my Instagram page, or also at devinrickerfitness.com.
That's awesome. And you guys, this is why we're friends. You see, the things that he talks about is just, you're right in line with me and my mindset. And it's
Love it.
really true. You know, it's not a facade. People ask me where I get this from and, you know, the inspiration and whatnot. And it starts with having a good foundation. And that
Sure.
foundation is through fitness and nutrition.
I love that. I love that. So good.
Amazing. Well, Devin, it's been so nice chatting with you today. And I'm so grateful that, you know, I have a friend like you that I can reach out to and count on. And I love what you said about community. So I'm going to be looking for, you know, something myself to get involved with. So to get involved with. So if you do end up starting maybe like a group Zoom workout or something, please let me know, and I'll let my followers know as well so we can get
For sure.
involved.
You guys will be the first to hear about it, for sure. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Have a good day.
You too.